When Ms. Curran calls your name, the family and the veteran, please stand up so one of my airborne historians can recognize you and bring it to you. Thank you.
Carl Carmelo Tringali. Dr. Richard Heinel. Albert Gallo. Bud Roche.
Get that smile out there.
My new friend, Mr. T. Armand Tarantelli. Ed Dionian. Now to Robert Edelson, I have to apologize. I don't have a citation for you, but I will make sure that you get one. So where are you, Robert? Okay. All right, so I owe you. Tom McTeague is being honored. Unfortunately, he can't be with us today, but let's tell him that we're grateful. And Joseph Randazzo.
This is my man, Joe.
All right, now for our Korean War veterans. Salvatore Scarlato. William Arnaiz. And John Pop. We have Cold War veterans with us today. Roger Kilfoyle.
I don't know what his mom found him after we left, but you're the man.
And Melanie Hill. And our Vietnam War veteran who we're honoring today, Clay Harwood. Mike Robert, I'm sorry, there was a mix-up. I don't have a citation, but I will make sure that we send one to you. Okay? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for serving, and I'm grateful to everyone who is here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Board. Now we'll hear a few words from Tom Monet, who is the head of Veterans Affairs for Suffolk County. Tom?
Good morning. Good morning, all, and thank you. Many of you I know, and it's truly an honor. It's always a great pleasure to be able to be in the company of veterans, certainly in the company of Long Island's veterans, but today, maybe just a little bit more so. And on behalf of County Executive Malone, who had hoped to be here this morning, but he was unable to resolve a previous conflict in his schedule. He does send his best, and I would remind you that Steve himself is a veteran of the U.S. Army, so I can tell you that I'm very fortunate in that I've got a boss who understands our community, who understands our needs, and that is so important in government, to have people in government who have a direct perspective on what the communities are that we serve, and Steve certainly is that. I'll be very brief. I just want to say that on behalf of everybody who volunteers here at the American Airpower Museum, there are so many men and women who spend time here, countless hours, and they largely go unseen, but were it not for them, it would not be what it is today. And certainly, as talented and wonderful as Jeff is, he would not look as good as he does were it not for the efforts of the remarkable volunteers. And while he may or may not agree, Larry Starr, who I've always been convinced is really the pretty face. The hard work is done by the crew, but Larry as well is one of the shining stars here, and deserves to be acknowledged. Suffolk County, Nassau County, Long Island as a whole has an extraordinary history of service. It goes back to long before World War II, but World War II was really a defining time for Long Island. We had a robust, probably unparalleled defense industry on Long Island, and were it not for the hard work and the efforts of the men and women who remained here at home, including in this very building where we had Rosie the Riveter hard at work. The outcome of many of the wars and campaigns that we participated in across the globe may have had different outcomes. So I like to believe that it was the blood, sweat, and tears of Long Islanders that have allowed the world to be what the world is today, and that was no small achievement. So whether it was defense, whether it was working hard on the space race, so many things were achieved, so many accomplishments occurred right here in this building. Some of you know firsthand, know personally, through your own experiences, but we are just an extraordinary, diverse community, and with 1.5, nearly 1.6 million residents in Suffolk County, I can tell you that we are immensely proud of all of the work that has been done, both by the men and women who have worn the uniform, some in many years past, some the crew of that Black Hawk who wear the uniform proudly today. We are equally proud of each and every one of those individuals. I'm a proud veteran of the United States Navy. I served as a part of the 22nd Ball and Marine Amphibious Unit when we went to Beirut in 1982 and again in '83. So I as well am a veteran, and I think I get it. I would like to just point one, I think, significant detail out, and then I'll excuse myself. But John Hobb, who was introduced earlier as a recipient of a presentation from County Executive Curran, was recently awarded the South Korean Presidential Medal of Achievement, which he is wearing proudly on his right breast today, for accomplishments all of those years ago in Korea. Nearly 70 years ago, the service, the commitment, the dedication, and the sacrifice that John provided us in uniform have finally, after nearly 7 decades, been recognized. And I couldn't be more proud of you, my friend John. I've known you a long time. Congratulations. So with that, I know that some of you, not all of you, most of you were looking forward to coming out and listening to political speeches this afternoon. So I'm going to disappoint you, and I'm going to go sit down now. But look, we live in interesting times. We are here, we're masked up, we are socially distanced. We are observing a very complex world right now. And the one thing that we know as military veterans is that we are resilient. We will persevere, we will adapt, we will overcome, and we'll get through this one. We've gotten through every one of them that we've been confronted with before. We'll get through this one, we'll be stronger on the other side. I thank you all. God bless each of you. God bless our services, and God bless America.
Thanks so much, Todd, for really inspiring words. Larry Starr, where are you? Larry? I'd like to thank all of our volunteers. Larry and I both would like to thank all of our volunteers who made this museum possible. Everything you see here, you can go and tell them.
So 20 years ago, when we opened, we're here today because of the effort, blood, sweat, and tears of a cadre of volunteers who have kept this place going, made the dream possible. Everything you see around you today, all of the exhibits, all of the displays, the condition of the aircraft, everything is done through the effort of volunteers. There's only one paid employee who's responsible for the operation of the museum, and one paid employee who's responsible for the flight operations. Otherwise, everybody, including the museum president and our pilots, are all volunteers. So if I could just take 1 minute, in addition to what we're going to recognize afterwards. But here are some of our volunteers who are here today. Okay.
First one I'd like to thank is Larry Starr, who's not a volunteer, but he runs the Arkansas Museum and
Unfortunately, I'm not a veteran. I was one Y during the Vietnam War, but I would have served. I'd like to recognize Joe Savage, served in the U.S. Army. I believe he's here today in his fatigues. Joe Savage. Al Rosser, U.S. Army. Bob Sandberg, U.S. Air Force. Ted Orozco, U.S. Navy. Tom Miller, U.S. Air Force. Ron Garbus, U.S. Army. Tony Ramos, U.S. Air Force. Fred Warner, there's Fred, a Vietnam veteran, also of the U.S. Air Force, who dreams to keep these jets flying. Charles Ruggiero, U.S. Army. Harold Goldberg, U.S. Navy. Jerry Gaylord, U.S. Army National Guard. Ron McCaffrey, U.S. Army. Mike Belzoni, U.S. Army. Mike Dusencheck, U.S. Army. I'm sorry, U.S. Navy. Mike Hovey, U.S. Navy. Rich Preziotti, U.S. Army. Wayne Hatnor, U.S. Air Force. And of course, Scott Kleiman, U.S. Air Force. Bob Peavy, U.S. Navy. Pete Lyden, U.S. Navy. And Don Dreyer, the U.S. Army. Now, when we first opened, we had a large number of World War II veterans who were on our volunteer rolls, and unfortunately, the majority of them have passed on. If you want to see who some of them were, we have an honorary board, memorial board, by the gift shop entrance over there, with their pictures and their names. A lot of them were World War II veterans. It's been an honor and a privilege for me to work here amongst all these heroes and amazing people who I'm in awe of every day. Thank you. I think we have additional certificates to the people who are recognized by Laura Curran, and we'll be handing them out now. And I also, of course, want to thank Robert Scarabino and his crew, the 101st Airborne Living Historian Group, who make our C-47 D-Day flight reenactments possible and make them the experience that has become world-renowned. We're the only place that does a D-Day reenactment experience to the caliber that we do with an actual aircraft, and we get everybody dressed up, and they fly with fully dressed reenactors to get the full impression of what it was to take to the skies early in the morning of, late in the night of June 5th and early morning of June 6, 1944, and fly into the worst cauldron of combat that they can imagine. Again, thank you, Rob.
At this time, the museum would like to present its special certificates to those veterans and gentlemen and ladies who have served in our armed forces and our veterans. So on behalf of the American Airpower Museum, call out names and present our own certificate of appreciation. So we have Frank Goglio, Carvetto, Carmelo Tringali, Dr. Richard Heil. Albert Gallo. Bud Roche. Armin Tarantelli. Ed Dionian. Robert Edelson. Tom McTee. Okay, absence noted. Joseph Rendazzo. Thank you. Now we present to our Korean War veterans. Salvatore Scarlato. John Sejong Han. One more. Now we go to our Cold War veterans. Roger Kilfoyle. Thanks. Melanie Hill. Going back in time a few years, William Arnaz. There are Vietnam veterans who are volunteers here at the museum as well. We have Clay Harwood. Clay, where are you? Len is here, Len Portis. Len is a volunteer here and responsible for many of the dioramas and exhibits that you all see here. Valued member of the museum volunteer staff. Now we'd like to call up the crew. Excuse me. We've been told that we can't really call up the crew of the Black Hawk for security reasons, so they'll receive their certificates, I guess you call it privately or something. They're from the Army Air National Guard, actively deployed in and out of hotspots, Iraq, Afghanistan, with their Black Hawks. So let's give a round of applause to Chief Warrant Officers and Second Lieutenant for the crew of this Black Hawk. I'd like to thank you all for coming here and dealing with the requirements of the situation we find ourselves with this COVID business, which is not to minimize at all. But more than that, I thank you for making the effort to permit us to honor you. It's an honor for us to be able to honor you for your service to the country and community, and to remember those of us, or those who served, who aren't here, but remember them in spirit, and so that we can keep this tradition alive for all of us and all Americans. Thank you. God bless you. That concludes these proceedings.
My World War II veterans, Applebee's. Stephanie's buying lunch for my World War II veterans, our World War II veterans, at Applebee's after the ceremony. I don't know if some of my
Roger.
World War II veterans come outside for support.
Yeah, right now, the couple of the aircraft of the American Airpower Museum are going to take off and do flybys. So for those of you who wish, you can come outside on the ramp and take a look at what we have to offer in terms of flying aircraft. All of our aircraft fly. These two aircraft are piloted by volunteers. Just keep in mind we're all volunteers here. Thank you.
Still early.
On the dance floor. Put your mask down, Kenny. Just let me get a picture of you. There we go. All right, you can put your mask back on. Bud, you're up, sir.
Hold on, Bud's ready.
Bud's ready.
Bud's ready for anything.
Al's ready too.
Stephanie, how are you? I'm better now, sir.
Nice.